The only two exercises you'll ever need in order to improve your thoracic rotation. In this video, I'm just going to show you two simple exercises you can use today in order to improve your thoracic rotation, and you don't need any equipment. So for the first exercise, the exercise is called the open book, closed book. What we're going to do for this exercise is we're going to get into a side lying position. If you like, you could get something like a foam roller or a yoga block to support your head. What we're going to do in this position is we're just going to get into a side lying position, extend the bottom leg, and then put the front leg forward so it puts us in a stable position. We're going to extend both hands forward, put them on top of each other. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to make sure that this knee stays in contact with the floor. And he's going to try to open his left hand towards the other side. And he's going to look to his hand with his head. You try to look with your hand. He's going to reach as far as he can. Hold the position and then come back slowly. So we're mainly trying to train the end range here. So the emphasis on the final point. So he can open back up. Go as far as you can. Always look with your hand, as this promotes more thoracic rotation from the upper back. Now, ideally, if you have enough thoracic rotation, you should be checking for any side-to-side imbalances. And ideally, you should be looking to touch your hand almost towards the floor. And then come back. Now, another thing we can do to make this exercise even more effective, so now he's doing it passively, so he's opening up, holding a stretch at the end. Another thing we can do to make this exercise even more effective and to turn it into a strength exercise, which you could use either as a warm-up or as a cool-down on your day that you're training your upper body and your shoulder, is we could use the implementation of a dumbbell. Now, this does make the exercise a lot more unstable, and you don't want to start off with too much weight when doing this exercise, but this will allow you to, the weight will allow you to get pulled into a slightly deeper position and thus also allow you to gain more of a stretch. And it will also allow you to build more strength into the position as you will be holding weight into the stretch, and you also need to pull out the weight out of the stretched position. So with a dumbbell or a light plate, you can try to open up. This is going to stimulate way more stretch at the end position. But as you can see, he can now almost touch the floor simply because of the added weight, and then he can try to pull up and come back. Now, you don't necessarily have to come back all the way to your hand. You could just come back halfway and then go back down. It's mostly, the emphasis of this exercise is mostly on the end range. So he's trying to keep his body weight onto his knee, opening up slowly, holding the end range for a second, and then coming back until he's about level with his shoulder, and then he can go back down. It's mostly about the end range, so you don't necessarily have to go back to your hand every single time. Hold for 3 seconds, come back up. Hold for 3 seconds, and come back up. And then another thing we can do with this exercise is, after we've done this one, is we could try to make it a bit more active. So we can go back into the first position with both hands on top of each other. Also, another thing you might want to think about when doing this exercise, you mainly want to feel your pec, so your chest and your anterior shoulder, and possibly even your bicep slightly. If you don't feel that, what you might want to think about when you're doing this exercise is not only to open up, but to open up and reach forward. So you're trying to make your arm reach as far away from your body as you possibly can. So what he's going to do now is he's going to reach forward and he's going to open up again, but this time without the weight. And he's going to try to actively pull himself into a slightly deeper position than he was originally able to do. So he's much closer to the floor now than he originally was. And he can come back. The only thing you want to watch for when doing this is that you don't start cheating by, at the end range, by letting your shoulder fall down. So your shoulder has to stay in line with your front hand and with your shoulder girdle. And then we have a second exercise. This exercise does not necessarily have any external weight included. What we're going to do for the second exercise is we're going to cross our hands to the opposite shoulder. And we're going to start off by rounding the spine forward. So I'm going to try to close the gap between my hip and my rib cage. And then what he's going to do from this position is he's going to twist sideways. We're going to go to the left side. He's just going to try to twist sideways until he gets to the point where he feels his oblique engage. So he gets a sensation in his left oblique here. What he's going to do now is he's going to breathe in and out deeply. So he's going to take a big breath in and then out. And as he blows out, he's going to try to get slightly deeper. And we're going to see if we can find a bit more range. We're going to repeat this about 4 times. So he's going to breathe in and out again. See if he can twist a bit more further. 2 more. The only thing we want to watch out for is that you don't lean back too much, that you stay in your side twisted position. So he's trying to get a lot of tension here in his left oblique. And then when he's at the end position, he can hold this for a second. So he's going to hold this for about 30 seconds. This is fairly intense. You're going to be feeling a lot of tension in this left oblique. The only thing you're going to want to watch out for is that you stay in this position, you stay rounded forward, you don't start cheating out of the position too much. And then after the 30 seconds are over, you can go back slowly. And then we could do the same thing again on the other side. So this was the 2 most useful exercises for thoracic rotation, in my opinion. If you would like to see more stuff about the shoulder girdle or about other places in your body that you would like to improve the strength or mobility aspect for, then make sure to check out the channel and stick around for future videos.